There are a lot of Harry Potter fans out there, and I guess you're one of them. Just like me, you've probably binge-watched all the movies and read all the books. Despite the fact that I am such a big fan, I've also found some blunders. These mistakes are not only from the franchise itself, but also from their movies. It could, for example, be small things like Harry's eye color or the treatment of various characters' deaths, but there's also big things like relocating Harry and Lupin's meeting into the third film, which resulted in a major plot hole later on. These examples are only a few, but it'll be more interesting later on, so make sure you watch the whole video. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the snake at the zoo changes species. A boa constrictor was supposed to be the snake from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, we witness Harry utilizing unintentional magic for the first time. During a trip to the zoo with his obnoxious cousin Dudley, Harry makes the glass of a snake display vanish by accident. Dudley is caught in the snake's enclosure after it escapes. The snake was originally a boa constrictor in the book, but in the film, it's a Burmese python? In contrast to the books, Harry's first contact with Professor Quirrell is unique. Quirrell had not yet become a Voldemort host in the books. Professor Quirrell does not hesitate to shake Harry's hand when they meet in Diagon Alley in the first book. In the film, though, he politely declines to establish any contact with Harry. We learn later in the book that he was not physically connected to Voldemort when they first met, and that it was only after he failed to take the Sorcerer's Stone that Voldemort used his body to gain admission to Hogwarts. Quirrell could not touch Harry without burning his hands once they were linked, but there's no reason he could not have done so when they met in Diagon Alley. Throughout the movie, Voldemort was mispronounced. Voldemort does not have a T in his name. For the first few novels, Jim Dale, the narrator of Harry Potter's audiobooks, appropriately pronounces Voldemort with a silent T. That T isn't silent in the movies, though. Dale changed his pronunciation in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the first new audiobook following the Sorcerer's Stone film, but Rowling has since reaffirmed that the silent T was correct. This makes sense given that the name Voldemort's origins in French, which end in consonants, are frequently silent. Other names and spells like Accio, Lestrange, and Gilderoy Lockhart have some conflicting pronunciations between the audiobooks and the film as well. In the Sorcerer's Stone film, the sorting ceremony takes place in a different order. The ceremony should take place in an alphabetical order. The initial years in the Sorcerer's Stone are arranged alphabetically in the novel, but in the film, they're arranged in random order. The sorting appears to be completely random. Hermione Granger, Draco Malfoy, Susan Bones, Ronald Weasley, and Harry Potter. It would make sense if the filmmakers did this in an attempt to show our main characters back to back, which could have still completely been done in alphabetical order to keep it consistent, but the sorting appears to be completely random. Hermione Granger, Draco Malfoy, Susan Bones, Ronald Weasley. The remainder of the sorting isn't even depicted in the movie. In the first film, Fluffy's origin tale is incorrect. Fluffy is Hagrid's three-headed canine companion. Hagrid informs the kids he got Fluffy, the giant three-headed dog tasked with guarding the Sorcerer's Stone, from a Greek chappie after they discover him. This makes sense because Fluffy is said to be based on Cerebus, the three-headed dog who guarded the Underworld's entrance. In the film, however, Hagrid claims to have purchased him from an Irish feller. The change isn't significant, but it also doesn't make sense. In the first book, the three protagonists assist Hagrid in escaping with his dragon, but it's unknown how this is played out in the film. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone features Hagrid's dragon Norberta. Harry, Ron, and Hermione assist Hagrid in smuggling his pet dragon Norbert, later renamed Norberta, out of his hut into the astronomy tower to avoid getting in trouble with Dumbledore. They're met by Ron's brother, Charlie, who transports the dragon to Romania and cares for it. Because Charlie isn't in the film, that plotline was dropped entirely. Instead, Hagrid just states that the dragon was dispatched to Romania when it was discovered by members of the Hogwarts staff. Furthermore, because Hagrid and Charlie never discuss the dragon in the films, audiences are unaware that the dragon is female, leading her to be renamed Norberta in the novels. In Mirror of Erised, Harry is expected to view his entire family, not just his parents. In the film, Harry only sees his parents in the mirror. The Mirror of Erised reveals the viewer's innermost wishes, so it's no wonder that Harry sees a family he never knew when he stares at it. Harry only looks into the mirror once in the film, and he only sees his parents alongside him. However, the books involve multiple journeys to the mirror in which Harry observes his extended family. In the first film, Oliver Wood is incorrect about the laws of Quidditch. The movies leave out crucial elements regarding how to win a Quidditch match. Gryffindor Quidditch's captain, Oliver Wood, explains the rules of a wizarding game to Harry in the movie, noting that whichever team captures a golden snitch wins. But this isn't always the case. Getting the snitch concludes the game and gives gives your team an extra 150 points, hence the team almost always wins, according to the book. However, catching the golden snitch if your side is down by more than 150 points would result in a loss. In the Sorcerer's Stone book, Hermione never corrected Harry's glasses. Despite the underage magic rules, the sequence was included in the film. Hermione uses the Sorcerer's Stone spell to mend Harry's glasses aboard the Hogwarts Express in Oculus Reparo. However, this violates a rule prohibiting underage magic outside the school, which Hermione would be well aware of having read in Hogwarts: A History. Because Hermione does not utilize the spell, the books do not include this inconsistency. Harry's glasses only need mending once in the Chamber of Secrets, and the fixing magic is cast by Mr. Weasley. The regulations governing underage magic are better detailed in the books. The underage magic laws are not well explained to the audience in the films. In the Chamber of Secrets, Dobby uses a hovering spell to levitate and drop a dessert in the Dursley living room. Harry receives a message reprimanding him for using underage magic in front of an entire family. This scene was cut from the movie, so it's unclear how the Dursleys know Harry isn't permitted to practice magic outside of school in the sequel. In the movies, Harry does not have his mother's eyes. Harry's eyes should be green rather than blue. Throughout the novel, several people tell Harry that he has his mother's eyes, which are described in the book as bright green. However, Daniel Radcliffe, who plays Harry, has blue eyes. Radcliffe has had a severe response to the colorful contact lenses the producers had planned to use, so they just ignored it. In the movie, some characters received minor physical modifications, like Percy Weasley not wearing glasses and Art Petunia having black hair instead of blonde. In the films, the effects of the Polyjuice potion are inconsistent. It's unknown if the potion alters people's voices. In the second book, where Ron and Harry consume the Polyjuice potion to transform into Crabbe and Goyle, Harry's thoughts read, "Then he realizes his glasses were clouding in vision because Goyle didn't seem to need them, so he removed them and asked, 'Are you two alright?' The deep rasp of Goyle's voice came out of his mouth. This makes it plain to readers that while under the influence of the potion, you take on the person's vision and speech. However, this is not what we see in the movies. Hermione isn't meant to be aware of the term mudblood. In the book, Hermione is perplexed by the insult. Hermione knows it's an insult when Draco calls her mudblood in the Chamber of Secrets book, but she has no idea what it means. Ron, on the other hand, grew up in a wizarding family and clarifies that the term is a really foul name for someone who's muggle-born. Hermione knows exactly what the phrase refers to in the film, and she even explains it to Harry using Ron's definition from the book. The alteration is puzzling because it's not a term Hermione would have heard growing up in the muggle world, and it's unlikely to be in her textbooks. So, there you have it. These are not all of the glaring mistakes in the movie, but we tried to squeeze in all the major ones. With this, we're gonna wrap up the video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible facts. We hope to see you guys again in the next video. Until then, hasta la vista.